We have the beautiful Andrea Davis on as a special guest this morning. She's an herbalist, an avid gardener, naturalist, dog mom with a very large holistic Shar health group on Facebook. And she's an admin on many other Facebook pages. And for the last 25 years, she has studied dog nutrition and natural health. She's a raw feeder. She teaches people to raise healthier dogs naturally. And she has, I mean, I have a ton of pictures. While you're talking, I am going to show some of those pictures, but I want to just say, Andrea, take it away. She's in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and her children are her three Shar-Peis and her hubby, who amazing. I'm going to show you a picture of him before and after the collagen. Oh my gosh, and the Protandim. Unbelievable. So get loud and proud. Take it away, Andrea. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. I've been with the company for a little over 4 years, and I love everything about the company, the people, everything about it is just amazing. I don't know if everybody read between the lines as far as what I was able to say at convention, but I was actually bedridden when I uh, started looking for options because I was actually praying for relief of some kind, any kind. And I opened up my Facebook and there was my friend Corey Holman hiking in the mountains with her dogs in Colorado after she'd had a snowmobile accident that crushed the right side of her body. And she had to learn how to walk again. So I'm like, what are you doing? I need this. Whatever it is, I need it. And she told me about Nerf 2, and I started that. Within 6 days, I started feeling amazing. My debilitating migraines were gone. Um, I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I just felt so much better. I was able to get up. I was still using a walker at that point, but after a month, the walker went away. I was using a cane then. Um, I added the Nerf 1, and after that, I was walking and hiking again. I mean, it just a year later, I was climbing my tree stand with my bow hunting. So
Amazing.
it's changed my life completely. And
Beautiful.
I had to share it with my world. I actually used it on myself and my dogs for a year before I shared it in my group
Mm.
because I had this hard, fast rule that number one rule was only Shar-Pei in the group. Number two was no selling of anything. And so I had to change my rules. Um, but once I showed them pictures of before and afters, like my little sweet pea, who's snoozing on my lap right now, um, she was 6 years old and she was getting lazy. She'd had a vaccine reaction and she she was grumpy, didn't want to play. Oh, there's my beautiful husband.
We'll go
Uh,
to him in a minute.
okay.
Sorry, guys. I want to show the Shar-Peis. Can you see?
That's one of the after pictures that I gave you.
All right, let me go back. Let me go back. Okay.
That's a before picture of one of the dogs in my group. She came to me just begging for help. What do I do? And I obviously helped her with nutrition, and that one was actually the very first dog that I helped other than my own. Um, he had some thyroid issues, and again, good nutrition and our products. The bigger dogs, we used the Protandim Nerf 2 just because it's more cost effective. And some of the dogs, most of the dogs in my breed are allergic to chicken. So um, we have to get creative. And Pet Tandem just didn't work for a few of them. But I thought
Well,
I
yeah,
gave you
the
my.
bigger dogs, I can see where the Protandem helps a lot. And the smaller dogs, you have smaller dogs on the pet tandem, correct?
Yes, actually, little sweet pea here. Little
Oh,
sweet pea, the one that I had on screen at the
oh.
at the convention. She's just a little Shar-Pei. She's one of the tiniest Shar-Pei I've ever seen. She's only 25 pounds, but she got really energetic and she was bouncing all over, playing with the other dogs. jumping over them, which I never expected to see. My husband's like, "What did you do to my dog?" I said, "Well, I put her on the pill, the Nerf
Speaking,
2."
speaking of
And
husband, look at this.
yeah, that was the first picture was before any of our products. The second picture was 1 year on the Tri-Synergizers. And the third picture was 1 year on collagen.
Wow. Isn't that incredible, you all?
He's obviously looks at least 20 years younger.
Yeah, he looks
Um,
amazing.
his before and afters are much more amazing than mine. I had the internal changes, but um, yeah, it's ever since I started sharing with my world on my group's like 10,000 members. When they see the before and afters of the dogs, they started buying like crazy. Um, no questions asked, just how much and where do I get it? So that's why I blew up. Uh, Basically, I just get loud and proud about the products, no matter where I'm at. I go into groups and add value first, make friends, help them with their dogs, help them with nutrition, and mention the products and show them the before and afters, and they want it. 9 times out of 10, I get a sale. Um, it's just I was struggling there for a while, in it, trying to figure out how I was going to present it. But after that first year, it's just snowballed. Um, Finding consultants was my biggest struggle. And I found that after a while, they come to you. There is really isn't a search for them. You notice, you recognize them right away, and after a while, they come to you. That was hard at first, but all I can say is if I can do this I was 58 years old when I started this, and that put me kind of behind the eight ball being older.
I'm
And
older than you.
I'm 63. I'm 63 now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be 63 next month.
And I mean, I started this a little late, and I really felt like I a lot of pressure to rush. And so now I'm actually coming into my own where I don't have to worry about, what's in my bank account. I don't have to check balances anymore. It's um like I said at convention, I went to the bank to get $500 out for my dog's food, and I was panicked that I wasn't going to have enough. And I checked my balance, and it was like, well, no problem there. I don't even have to look. This company has literally changed everything about my life, including
Mm.
my financial life. And all I can say is if anybody's struggling at all, stick with it. Keep doing it because it will get better, and I mean, it will change. Did anybody have any questions
Oh
or?
my gosh, this is beautiful. Yes, Dawn's got a question. Um, I mean, I'm just so blown away by you, and it's never too late to start. Yes, let's get the questions in.
Andrea, your story is absolutely striking and incredible. And it's that kind of thing is why we are all doing this. And also your mindset is what we all need as well. Love that as
Sure.
well. But I wanted to ask you, I was starting to put it in the chat, but when you were talking about what happened for you, how many of us have somebody, and probably more than one buddy, who we desperately want to benefit like you did? I know I've got somebody who I really wants to be able to get out of their wheelchair. And while I'm not promising anything, try it. And daggone it, the husband got wind of it. And so it's right now.
Oh,
And so I just want to ask you, what would you say for helping encourage somebody who's resistant, who really, really, really needs this?
well, we were actually broke at the time. My husband was working his tail off, and I couldn't work. So it was pretty bad when I first started this. I didn't even tell him that I bought it. I had been designing crochet products and selling them myself, and I had a little bit of money put away. So I bought with that, and I never even told him. I just started taking it, and then he's like, what's going on here?" Because I was walking, and getting up and moving around and not complaining about my head hurting all the time. Um, and I didn't tell him when I started the business. I took my last $300 and I put it into the business. I thought, you know what? I'll apologize later. I I see great things happening with this, and I really want to do it. Um, I don't let anybody tell me no.
Good girl.
So for
I
someone
love it.
who's resisting though, who really needs it, what would you suggest how do we approach that?
I would have her uh, show some before and afters, get her husband involved in looking at what's going on in these. And I'm sure you guys have a product group. Um,
Yes.
yeah, get the husband in there and show him what's going on.
The tricky
Um,
part is
Take
getting him in there.
screenshots if he's not on social media. Take some
abs-
screenshots or send him Anna Merrill's video with Dr. Brett Brimhaw, whose children were in
mhm,
wheelchairs and walkers. You know,
yes,
there's no guarantees of anything, but at the same time, we know. So
yeah,
I also, for a mindset, guys, I would say make sure you have, if you haven't listened to it in quite a while, make this on your list this week. Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business on YouTube. It is frigging phenomenal. And we're not going to be able to convince people. We're not in the business of convincing people. We're
nope.
in the business of sharing and educating. And unfortunately, the birds got him, right? The birds got him. And that's where you just have to let it go. Maybe you can try again, but we know when we lean in too much, what do people naturally do? They pull away. It's like dating
Yeah.
too fast, right? So that's kind of, but come from a place of love, which you do, Dawn, and just, try again, and then you just might have to let it go. But, and
And
just say, hmm
no's aren't always no. They're maybe not right now. It might come back around later.
yeah,
And
especially when
somebody
we get
once said recently, no matter how much you want to help somebody, it just may not be their time.
right, exactly. Let
Yeah.
me go to Dirk and then Mia. We've got about 3, 4 minutes left. If we go over a minute, maybe, but we want to get on the Carrie Dickey Monday motivational call for sure.
Yeah.
Well, first off, thank you for sharing this. And I saw you at convention and we read between the lines. It saw what you were saying. Mine's more of a technical question, and it's with the dogs, when you give them the Nerf 2, what kind of dosing are you using? How do you present it to them? How do you give it to them?
Um, well, my dogs are so easy. They're raw fed, so I can crush it to a powder and just throw it in their food. They eat it down. It's no problem. Some dogs we have to wrap it in natural peanut butter or um, hide it in a piece of meat or something like that, something that they like. As far as dosing, it really depends on size. Um, like my 25 pounder, she gets anywhere between a quarter and a half. Um, Sometimes a quarter twice a day. It depends. Um, the bigger ones, usually, well, even my 50 pounder gets a half a day. If his back is bothering him, usually in the morning, I'll give him a Petandim because his back is twisted. He hurt himself jumping down some stairs and landed on concrete. But yeah, it really depends on weight. The bigger dogs, the really big ones, like 70 pounds, 80 pounds and higher, um, half twice a day. And the 160-pound dogs, we give them a whole one.
Yeah,
They're hum
that's still much more cost effective than the pet tandem for those though.
Yeah, actually, people with multiple dogs like me, um, I buy the 3-pack because it's just more cost effective.
Right, for sure. All right, great. And Mia, real quickly, hun.
Hi, Andrea. You were so wonderful at convention and today as
Thank you.
well. So the Facebook groups that you build in, are they primarily one, two, three, or multiple Facebook groups? And are they all in the Shar Pei family, hunting
No,
family? Like, how do you do?
no, I just go into groups that I know something about, like holistic health, that kind of thing. And I add so much value that actually they add me as admins. once I mean, there are so many groups. In fact, one that the admin stepped down and let me take over the group.
Wow.
So it really, and it's a big group. So, yeah, it just, anything that piques my interest and that I know something about, I go in there and just start sharing and helping. When I pitch in and help with dogs, people start believing in me and trusting me, and it's just they're more open to learning about the products that way.
Yeah, because you get them on their sweet spot. They care more about their dogs than they do themselves.
Yes,
So,
and then
and
once they buy for the dogs, it's just natural for them to want to try it for themselves.
I have a question, and then we'll go to Janet really quick. When you are adding value in your Facebook groups, in these private groups, you know, a lot of times you'll get booted out if you try to sell. So, what do you do to try to put that hook out? And, you know, if you're interested, I have something to share with you, you know, message me. I mean, that's kind of what, so is that a good thing to do or not
Yeah.
a good thing to do?
I don't do it right away. When I join the group, I'm there to basically just add value.
Yep. And build a
Um,
relationship.
and then, and then when I see somebody that this dog really needs it, I find ways around the rules. And that's actually what got it at me added to one of my groups as an admin. She says, "I see what you're doing," and she said, "I love you." She says, "You're following my rules, but you're going around them and helping dogs, and I see them getting healthier." Um, how did I put it? I know of something that can help your dog, and I'd like to invite you to the group about it. That way, I'm not saying I'll PM you. I'm not saying I want to sell you something. I'd like to invite you to the group about it.
So you'll
That,
say in the Facebook group that you're in, I'd like to invite you to another group.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't put the links in there. I usually I just I just say I'd like to invite you to the group about it. And they're like, "Yes, please." And instead of saying I sent it to your messenger or I sent it to a DM, I say, "You got it." And usually they'll add me as a friend. If they don't, I just say add me as a friend if you can't see it. So
Perfect.
that way I can send them a message.
Perfect. Smart. Andrea, thank you so much for sharing your heart and soul. You are just a lovely light in this world and really teaching us all that we can do this business at any point in time in our life. All right, everybody. Bye bye. Have a great day.